What's up, everybody? I'm back with another reality recap. But really, we don't scratch all that. We're not going to even do a real recap. I want to have a discussion on Ready to Love. I didn't really write down, the recap, the chronological order of anything, but I did have a lot of thoughts. So, you know how I am. I like to come and talk to my people, my tribe, and to see, what y'all think, to kind of, bounce ideas off of you, bounce some thoughts off of you. So, watching Ready to Love, I have a lot of thoughts and I want to get y'all's opinions. So before I even get into that, if you're new to my channel, I do recaps on reality shows, TV shows, movies, whatever I feel called to. I'll come in on here and talk about and discuss with y'all and give you my real opinions. If I have some thoughts, I bring it to my tribe. So go ahead and subscribe if you feel called to that kind of content. And also, if you get anything out of my content, if you like my content, get your girl in the algorithm so your girl can get monetized and go ahead and like the video. And while you at it, you might as well smash the like button because you can be notified about all of my uploads. So you'll know when I'm uploading something, when I have content. So you'll be the first to know and be able to comment and interact with me. So, nevertheless, let's get on into it, y'all. Like I said, I got some thoughts about Ready to Love. And it was a lot of shenanigans on this last episode. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. So the first situation that I want to talk about was Morgan and her, not her baby daddy, Morgan and her ex. They had a situation where she didn't believe nothing he was doing. She thought he was out there cheating. She found out that he was doing something and he did not communicate with her that he was going to be around his ex or something to that effect. So, homegirl put Nair in old boy's head. She said he really had some pretty hair and he really loved his hair. That was his pride and joy. So she decided to put Nair in his head because she was so upset with him. Now we know that Morgan, her connections are with Tony and Lyndon, but we all feel like Lyndon is a pawn at this point. She's trying to make Tony jealous. She said before she don't feel like Tony give her enough attention. And so Tony is, basically taking the bait, and he is definitely has issue with Lyndon and her getting close, and Morgan getting close. And so he always got some type of slick remark to say about Lyndon, and he also had a slick remark to say about the boyfriend, talking about he was short and whatnot. But Tony, FYI, you are not that tall either. So Tony is making slick remarks. He low key jealous, and Morgan is enjoying making him squirm. So, needless to say, with all of that, what do y'all think? Do y'all think Morgan is toxic for putting Nair in old boy's hair? Like, I know that back in the day, the young, when we're younger, college years, sometimes you might have a little situation with a boo or somebody you dating, and he go and cheat on you, and you find out, and you might slash a tire, or you might, cut up his sheets or something, to let him know how mad you are. But in this big old age, I'm kind of like, why is Morgan still doing this? And he seemed like he's kind of cool with Morgan still. Like the ex is still like seemed like he's somewhat cool with Morgan. He came on this show to support her and to interrogate her connections. And all the while I keep thinking like, do y'all men really love toxic women like this in y'all big age? Like I feel like Morgan is very toxic. She's very possessive. Um, to say she's never been in love, I don't understand why. It's a thin. She's giving me thin line between love and hate type vibes. If y'all know the movie, please, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you ain't seen the movie, get into it. Martin Lawrence, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Lynn Whitfield played the heck out of that character, and Lynn Whitfield is definitely giving me Her character is definitely kind of showing me some stuff that with Morgan. I just don't understand why she would put Nair in a guy's head that she think may be cheating on her. Um, if you don't like him. And she says she's never been in love before, but clearly you've had some strong feelings about somebody. I don't know if Morgan even knows what maybe love is. I would love to kind of do a deep dive in her, in her past dating history. Like, who hurt you, girl? Who hurt you? Like the same thing she asked Blake about when she, told him that he was a malignant cancer, and asked, like, who hurt you? Who hurt you, Morgan? Because I swear, like, at this point, if somebody cheats, then you just don't talk to them no more. We got too much to lose at this point in time in our lives to be playing these kitty games. And so for her to do it, and she seemed to have no remorse, she seemed to kind of relish in the fact that she put Nair in his head. It's just, I don't know. She didn't seem apologetic at all. And I'm thinking, like, red flag, red flag. So whoever her connections are, and y'all don't see that, y'all have a problem. That she done put Nair in a guy's head, got his hair coming out. If the roles were reversed, if we would be like shouting to the mountaintops, we were talking about all type of assaults and everything. And Morgan thinks it's funny, and she thinks she's justified for doing it because he may have cheated on her or may not have told her something. I don't know, but I don't see where it warranted all of that. Now, maybe, I don't even know. Maybe, okay, if anything, cut his shoelaces. I mean, I wouldn't even do that. That's stupid. That's just stupid. Because, I mean, it's just like in college, let me tell you, now we done did some crazy stuff in college. And, stalking, following the guy with the girls that they cheating with on us. We don't follow them, hack their emails and hack their voicemails, stupid little stuff. But not at this age. Morgan, come on now. You are too beautiful for that. Morgan is very pretty. She's one of the prettier women on the cast. She has a nice physique. She seems like she has it all together, but no, ma'am, not hearing that story. Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't know how. I really like Morgan, but this right here is just like it's a complete like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? It doesn't make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. Anybody in the tribe, let me know. Like, comment down below. Would y'all do that at at this age? We're in our mid to late 30s, some in 40s or whatever. Are y'all still doing this kind of childish stuff that Morgan doing, putting Nair in the head? Like, this ain't even this ain't even her quote unquote man. She just kept saying that they were in a situationship and he wanted to pursue things and get a little bit more serious, but Morgan didn't. So if you did not want to get serious, then why is you putting Nair in his head? Like, charge that to the game and be like, moving on. I don't understand. Make it make sense to me. Anybody can make it make sense to me, but I definitely feel like Morgan is definitely toxic. And I feel like whatever she that makes her click out on guys and do, this type of have this type of behavior with someone who does her wrong or she perceives as wrong, this girl is going to end up in behind the bars or something. But I feel like there's some other things that need to be worked out before you talk about you're ready to love. That whole situation just tells me that no, you're not ready to love and you need to be healed from whatever someone did to you. Someone had to hurt this girl. Someone had to have hurt this girl to make her be the like to react like that with something like a guy cheating or you find out he messing with his ex or messing with someone. Bye. Just chuck up the deuces and keep moving. You can pull another one. You're not an ugly girl, so why do all of that? That doesn't make sense to me. So comment down below. What do y'all think about that? Moving on to the next person that I wanted to discuss, we got Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I like Jeffrey. I think she might have a little lying problem, but I still like her nonetheless. I still like Jeffrey. So just Jeffrey did has two different babies' fathers. One that she was in a 12-year relationship with, and then another one that she said she gifted a baby to. So she had two kids by the guy she was in a 12-year relationship with, and she had a child. She gifted a man a child maybe 2 years ago or so. I think the baby's like 2 years old. So saying that all to say, like Jeffrey didn't bring any exes on the show. She says that she was gonna bring her ex, the baby fathers on the show because she just, they're not in the children's life, and that makes sense for them to be on the show. But she says she hasn't really had any relationship since then, and that could be the case. But I would want to know, like, there is nobody else you could talk to or bring on the show that you would want to, kind of vouch for your, who you are in a relationship. It just seemed like that was kind of funny to me, but I do understand because as I was thinking, I was like, I don't even know if I would have someone that I would really bring on the show, because prior to my husband, I really hadn't dated anybody like that, here and there. Nobody that I would say, yeah, bring them on the show. And then, my husband ain't here. He passed. So it's just like, why? I wouldn't really have anybody to bring on the show, to be quite honest. I don't even think I would be on a show like this in the first place. But yeah, I don't think, I would have anybody to bring on the show. But is that a deal breaker for Jeffrey not having someone to come on the show for her? Because I think Blue was kind of like, like that's a little sketchy, and he wasn't really buying what she was saying. Mark Anthony seems like he was just like, it's either way, I don't care. So I don't think Mark Anthony really cared in that aspect, but Blue did. And I've been watching some people's commentary, and people just feel like Jeffrey might be, they calling cap on Jeffrey, saying that, that she should have been able to bring someone on the show. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think? Should she have brought someone on the show? Because she did have a 12-year relationship with someone. I think this is a high school sweetheart. And she was into a 12-year relationship with this person. Once they broke up, I think she dated someone, and this is the guy she may have gifted the baby to, and then um, that didn't work out. But the baby, I don't know. I wonder if she dated anyone after this guy. Like, no one could have came and spoke on your behalf. It does look a little suspect, but I can see, if it was the timeline where, she got out of a 12-year relationship, then got into another relationship with a guy, had a baby, then that didn't work out. The baby's only like 2, 3 years old. So yeah, maybe she didn't have time to be in a serious relationship like that. But do you think that's a deal breaker? Comment down below. What do y'all think? Because I've been hearing a lot of things in these streets, and people are not feeling it for Jeffrey, and they think she's lying. What y'all think? You think she's lying? You think that um you think she should have found someone to come on the show with? Is that a red flag? I like to hear your thoughts on that. I don't think it's a red flag though. Honestly, I don't, because of the timeline. If I have it right, she was in a 12-year relationship, and then her youngest with that 12-year relationship is 6 years old, and then she got into, I guess, a situation with the last child's father, and that child is 2 years old. So it could have been like it was almost back to back. And if those are the two guys she dealt with for the longest period of time, and they are not in their child's life, then I don't see why she would have brought them on the show. You can't come show up for your child. Don't come show up to try to be on a TV show. Because it's gonna be another situation that we're talking about. Bump Ready to Love. Let's talk about why you're not in your child's life. That would be the real discussion for me. But comment down below. Tell me what you think about Jeffrey and not having any exes showing up. So lastly, we have Cynthia and her baby daddy. I don't have a screenshot of the whole situation with Cynthia and her date, but she had Anthony and she had Andre and her baby father. I think his name is James. James looked like Ace Hood. He had on his chains. He had on all black. He had his, he had his dreadlocks. His locks, nice and neat. However, he was giving Andre the blues on their date. On when they were getting on, he was giving Andre the blues, and Anthony was kind of giving some, he was giving some grown man answers, and he was trying to appeal to him saying, no, I have a child, so I understand why you would be concerned on who's dating your the mother of your child and who's going to be around your children. So he tried to appeal to him in that way, but James was like, you saying some suspect stuff, and Andre was not answering the questions the way he would like. Cynthia was kind of like, she was kind of like sitting back, trying to, seeing what was going on. But my question is to y'all: do y'all think Cynthia should have piped up a little bit? Do you think she kind of should have diffused the situation? Like, no, what you're not gonna do is come in here and try to flex and beat your chest because you are the reason why we ain't even together. So don't be coming in here trying to flex like you doing something and you looking out for my best interest, because you didn't have my best interest at heart when you was doing all the reason, whatever reason we not together. Should she had just let the men be men and they hashed that out together, and she was like, my name Bennett and I'm not in it. For me, if I was in that situation, I kind of probably would have told my baby daddy to chill out a little bit. Maybe she did and they didn't show it, but I know I probably would have told mine, look, chill out. This ain't what this is. I just need you to come on here and see if these guys are even worth my time. Not to sit over here and, kind of belittle them and, make a scene and stuff. Like, I don't know if he was turning up for TV or not, but it was definitely coming across like, you doing too much, James. James, you're doing too much. But Cynthia kind of just stayed back and she didn't really get into the fray. But it got to the point where Andre had to walk away. He had to be like, oh, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to go back and forth. And, Anthony ended up leaving, saying that, I'm not going nowhere at the end of the day. So if you got any more questions, get my number from Cynthia and we could talk. So I like Anthony's approach to say, look, let's talk. If you got any more questions about me, and you can get my number for Cynthia, we can talk, man to man. Andre wasn't in it, so I don't even know if him and Cynthia don't even have a connection at that, because I don't think he wanted to deal with the baby daddy, the baby's father, her baby's father. So I don't know, but we gonna see what happens with that. I just feel like Cynthia should have said something and kind of diffused this situation, kind of calm James down. But I mean, it was ratings gold because I got a kick out of all of it. I thought it was really, really funny. And he did. I mean, I don't know if his objective was to see, what make these guys tick. How would they act under pressure? Kind of knock them off their square a little bit. I don't know. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was thoroughly entertaining. But I definitely would, in my opinion, I probably would have kind of like, I would let it go for a little bit and then I'm like, okay, now pump your brakes. Let's, let cooler heads prevail. Let's talk like adults and, and see where everybody is coming from. James came in and he chose violence. James came in and chose violence. He was like, y'all not about to sit up here and date my ex that easy. And I'm going to make it hard for you every step of the way. That's just what it came across as. And if you're going to deal with me, you got to deal with it. But just the fact that Cynthia didn't even pipe up, that makes me think that even if they did get in a relationship with her, that Cynthia would not get in the middle of it either. She kind of like, well, that's just how he is. And she would make excuses for him. And it gotta get to a point where, look, which I'm not gonna do. What you will do is respect my new man, and I get it. It's just like you can't stop puffing up your chest now and get all this, all protective. Like I will make sure our kids are good. Ain't nothing gonna happen to our kids, and and I'm gonna keep before I even introduce him to to our kids. I'm gonna make sure that this is the real deal. I'm not gonna just be willy nilly introducing him to everybody. That's just how I feel on that. I just wouldn't introduce my child to anybody. It has to be definitely going somewhere, and it definitely would have to go way past this show before I would even introduce you to my child. Like it's going to take some months before I'm going to introduce you to my child, especially after the show, because I want to see where it's going. I'm not just going to introduce anybody to my child. And James needs to trust Cynthia that she's going to make the right decision towards her child and stop trying to, you know, I guess it was just like a D swing contest. That's what it was especially between Andre and James. Like whose D is bigger? That's just what I got out of it. And I just wish that Cynthia kind of would have diffused the situation a little bit more, just so that it just wouldn't have been so like uncomfortable for her connections. Because I know that's probably one of the big things for her connections, that it was uncomfortable, but it was entertaining nonetheless. So what y'all think? What do you think? Do you think Cynthia should have just, sat back and did what she did, or should she have kind of diffused the situation? And do you think it's going to be a problem in the future, with her connections and her baby's father? Is this going to cause an issue in the future for them? Let me know your thoughts. That's all I have for Ready to Love. It was good. It was a good show. I enjoyed it. I just didn't want to write down everything that happened and rehash it. And plus, I'm pretty sure you've seen plenty of other people who have reviewed it. You know what happened. But let's just talk about some different topics that came up. And these are the topics that I wanted to discuss. So let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel? Would you rate this episode? Did you enjoy this episode like I did? I'll probably give it a good 8.5. That's what I would give this show, with this episode so far. It was given a little bit, it was given entertaining. I was engaged throughout the whole thing. So yeah, I give it 8.5. So we have approached the end of my episode of just me coming to y'all with my thoughts. If you made it this far, you might as well go ahead and hit that like button, get your girl in the algorithm. Also subscribe. I got more content coming. I want to talk about some other stuff that I've been watching lately, and I definitely have some thoughts about. So, and also don't forget to smash the notification bell, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.